There we go. Okay. Welcome to our first official Club 100 training night. I am so excited to see you guys here, but more than that, like we don't have everybody here because we have people literally from one coast to the other coast, and it's hard to find a time that fits for everybody. So we will be recording these calls every Tuesday night. But ideally, if you can be on, I think that's going to just really be impactful for you just to be live, to be connecting with people, to be asking questions. We're going to go through all of that in a little bit. But when we were at the Diamond Summit a couple of weeks ago, or I guess last week, and I know we've all kind of talked about it, so I'm not going to go into detail, but whenever the idea of Club 100 was brought up, it was just kind of like a off the cuff with Eric Worre, and he's like, you want to get people to 100 or above because when you get to 100 or above, that person kind of becomes like a brick, and that is foundational for building a strong business. And so rather than just having a bunch of like customers or a bunch of just people that add one or two, like try to get people to 100 or above because that really does help step up that mindset of they're stepping into leadership. And so he was saying, like, this is what I would do if I were you. And he focused on Club 100. And so we're like, okay, well, if this dude is telling us to do this, we're going to trust this. And so we're going to lean into that over the next 4 weeks. And this is kind of a trial right now just to see how this works. Areas that are great, areas that maybe we need to improve on, maybe things that we need to add, things to take away. So I appreciate you guys being here with us and kind of being like we're going at this together. Like we're trying to figure this out. And so Joanna, Lacey, and I are the ones kind of heading this up. Joanna is out of town. She's at a girls' sisters week, so she is not able to be here, but we are going to hear from her in our training soon. If you are able to, oh, hi, Brooke, I just saw you. I didn't think you were on here. If you're able to turn your camera on, I know some people are at the hospital right now. Some people may be taking a bath. We don't want to see that. But if you're at a place where you're able to turn on the camera, we'd love to see you just to have that community feel. So let's go ahead and start off with just some energy and some excitement, which I have felt so encouraged. I actually sent a message to Lacey, Hannah, and Liz the other day, and I was like, I feel like there's a lot of energy around this chat and this thread and these people, and that's been really, really fun to see. So I want us to have four people unmute yourself. It might be chaotic. You might be talking over one another, but we're grown women. We can figure it out. I would like four people to look at your graphic that you shared. And I'd like four of you to just share what your May goals are. And then we're gonna have four of you share kind of just some of your big dreams. And I want it like popcorn, like 30 seconds, just read off what your May goals are. Then we'll transition to the dreams. So four people, ready, go. Just somebody unmute. Tell me your May goals.
Well,
Well,
I'm not afraid to talk, so there you go.
well,
Um,
good.
Message at least one person each day moving forward. So already got yesterday's done. Add three people in one calendar month because honestly, I've added three people, like two, and then the one the next month.
Yeah.
The only time I've added three people was the very first time I ever added friends. Um, and just to be bold in my messaging and posting.
So good. Okay, somebody else. And think of this, you guys. This is not as like a, oh my gosh, I hope I got it right. This is a, oh, Gina, I didn't even think of that. That's a great idea for me to make for my May goal. Or, oh, Kanya, that is actually inspiring me to maybe increase that goal that I had. So this is just for inspiration. This is not to feel like, oh gosh, do I have the right thing? Your goal is your goal. Let's see here, three more.
My May goals are to add three and then help a level one go silver and to grow my points by 25.
So good. Two more.
I also said add three. I want to develop two silvers. One girl, I was planning on one of those, actually ended up going silver at the end of last month and I didn't realize it. So yay, leader me. But that's awesome. I'll find another one. I said try to start one business convo a week. or at least one like businessy reach out, I guess. And then invite a customer to host an event or make a post.
Love that. Okay, one more. Your May goal.
I said to add 3. I ideally would love to re-rank gold and just to be consistent because that is my biggest clutch.
Yeah, I love that. And I think if everyone's honest, if most everyone is honest, consistency is the harder thing out of all of this. And I think once we get consistent, then it makes it easier to add 3 and it makes it easier for us to have those business combos. It gets easier for us to duplicate and find level 1 silvers, develop those. So I think that consistency is the foundation of so much of what we're doing. So thanks for sharing, you guys. Okay, now let's go quickly into dreams. I want 4 different people to share. You can do just one dream, you can do everything you wrote out, but let's share what your dreams are for your Plexus business, for your family.
Hmm.
I'm hearing about dreams for business in my earbuds.
Who is that, Jan? Are you going to share, Jan?
I am so sorry. I just logged in. I apologize. I didn't
No,
realize.
you're fine. You're fine. We're just going over, we're just having a few people share popcorn style, just sharing right now what their dreams are, like what they wrote in their graphic, what their dreams are. We've got 4 people. Ready, set, go. Somebody.
So my dream is to go all the way to the top of the company as a Plexus Diamond.
I love that. Sarah?
Oh, lost the unmute button all of a sudden. So one of my big goals at some point is I would like to retire early from teaching. I'd love to retire my husband. He's in ministry, but I'd love for him to be able to just do ministry and do wherever, like whatever ministry he's being led to do, and it not being tied to, hey, we also need a paycheck too. Like, I'd like for him to just have that freedom. I would love to be able to just travel internationally with my family and give them those life experiences, especially before my kids become adults, like so they're confident in that. And really, I really want to lead a strong team that can change the lives of their families. So, like empowering other women to then be able to change the lives of their families. Those would be my big ones.
And you are the woman for the job. Whoever's on your team is very blessed. Okay, 2 more people, please.
Can you hear me? Okay. My husband's taking a final, so I have to be really quiet. But my dream is to be a 3-star diamond, which means that I help 3 women go emerald or above. And I really want to like foster a medical team, like not to say that I don't want non-medical people, but to help like people like me help people they couldn't help before. And that would just be amazing. And then, of course, I want to build my dream home, and travel with my family without like all the worry about finances.
So beautiful. So many health professionals, I think, share that frustration and they want so badly to help in a way that they can't. So I love that. Okay, one more person, please. Share your dreams.
I hope to be able to support my family outside of an 8 to 5 job and be able to be at home with my kids.
This is why we're starting this. I was thinking through this call tonight and I was thinking through just kind of this intro. And, I was thinking like the whole reason that we're doing Club 100 is not to make Eric Worre happy or to check the boxes or for Joanna and I to earn more money. Like that's not at all why we're doing this. We're doing this because we believe so deeply in what this can be for every single person. And you guys know, like I'm not a blow the smoke up your booty kind of person or hype person. Like I want this so badly for every single one of you. And I see every single one of you has everything in it that it takes. And so that's what our hope is here. Because your paycheck is a reflection of the people that you're helping. And Lauren sharing that with with her goals, with her dreams of helping people. Like, I love that. We're not out here just to make money. We're out here to help people. The more people I help is a blessing because it helps my paycheck. But if I'm not helping people, then my paycheck is not growing. And I love that. I love that the bigger the ripple effect that you have from your help affects so many people. And so Lauren's goal of having 3 jewels under her, that not only has changed her life, that's changed those 3 people's lives and then so many people under. So that's what we're hoping here. When we're helping these people, this is not only increasing our paycheck, this is helping us with our personal growth, because we have to learn some skill sets. We've got to learn some things here to grow. This is helping our confidence. This is helping our belief, and this is helping other people. So hopefully Club 100 will kind of be some step stools for you to get to that place. Obviously, we're not going to go 3-star diamond in 1 month, but it's laying that foundation. So to keep this clear, what you have to expect, and I think we've made this pretty clear to everybody, but just to make sure, what you have to expect with Club 100 is 3 things each week. Monday through Friday in our chat, we're going to have 1 action step dropped. That is not to be overwhelming. That's not to be making you feel shame or guilt if you're not able to get to that. It is meant to give you guidance, to give you some accountability, to give you some community, and to help you gain some confidence, because we know that the more action that we have, the more activity that we have, the more that we're growing, the more that we're learning, and the more that we're becoming confident. And so that's what that's for. So Monday through Friday, we're going to have 1 action step dropped. And then that's also going to help you with recognition, because then you get to like do a little check mark or a little heart to say, like, I did it. I did it. I'm really proud of myself. I did it. And hopefully that will help with the consistency, like you said, Brittany. We're going to have this weekly training. This is a little bit different tonight because we're kind of introing it. It'll look different, where we'll just do 20 minutes of training, then 10 minutes of coaching / Q&A, and then 30 minutes of application, like specific focused application. And then we will have 1 event that you guys can invite your people to. So if you are on my team, we're going to be doing a live testimonial event every Thursday night, 15 minutes in Trust Your Gut. If you are in Joanna's team, it's going to be the same thing, but on y'all's testimonial page. We're going to have prizes associated each Thursday night. But you guys, we have like 10,000 people in our testimonial pages. And so we're like, why not just pour into that? And so this week is going to be focused on health. Next week will be business opportunity testimonials. Then the week after that will be health testimonials. Then the final week will be business opportunity testimonials. So plug your people in, let them know. And I'm going to have a post about it tonight, but just making people aware of like, hey, make sure that you guys are around to see this. I've got a friend that's going to be sharing about how she's lost 20 pounds in the past month. And I'll let you guys know who's sharing. Okay, so those 3 things: activity every day, Monday through Friday, training call, and then our Thursday events. If you want to partake in the diamond panel, that's on Monday, but that's not a Club 100 thing. That's individually. You guys can choose to do that. I think they're important, but that is just another bit of training that you can put into your brain. Okay. Does anybody have any questions before we transition into our quick little training? Any questions? Anything that I need to clarify? I'm so bad at not making things clear. That's like the worst part of this job is I just talk. So, anything that you guys have questions about? Okay. So, because Joanna is not able to be here, she put together a training video for us. I'm going to screen share it. I need to make sure that you guys can hear it. So just bear with me for just a moment, please. Get out your pen and paper. One moment, please. Pen and paper if you are able. And okay. Kanya, I see you. Can you see this? Okay. And now you guys, she has 2 pictures of herself and she's like, I have no idea why I did that. So sorry. Okay. Brittany, I can only see yours, but I don't see you. Can I have you just turn your camera on for just a second to give me a thumbs up to make sure that you guys can hear it?
Hey, you all, welcome. We are so thrilled to offer this 4-week series to you all just to help you grow.
Okay, I'm pausing it. Can you guys hear it? I can only see Brittany. Somebody unmute. Can you guys hear it?
We can hear.
Yes.
Okay, perfect. Okay, great.
In your skill set, grow in your confidence to help you to hit those goals and those dreams that you put on your graphic. And so we're going to kick this off with recruiting because that is just such a pillar, right? We cannot help people until we get them started. And so I'm going to walk you through just some really simple things that have helped me with recruiting. And it's not complicated. It's really just showing up and being consistent and taking action. So let's get started. When I think about how I've built my business to Diamond, and how I've been able to help people like recruit them, get them started, the 2 of the biggest pieces of recruiting is showing up on social media consistently, sending messages, and then repeating that over and over and over, and knowing that there's no magic formula. We were just in Scottsdale for the leadership mastermind with 100 diamonds, and well, we're all diamond, but we don't all work our businesses the same way. We don't all say the exact same wording. We don't all talk the same. We don't all have the same personalities. And so just know that there's no magic formula. It kind of boils down to just taking action. Like you've got to get into action, and that repetition over time is what is going to grow your skill set, not waiting to perfect it before you go and implement it. And so I'm going to take you through just some ways to show up on social media, and the who and the how to send messages to, and just like work with what you've got. Get outside your comfort zone. Let's do this. Because we already hit on this, and I'm going to talk a little bit more about it because it is so key. Like the action part, you all, is where just go and do it. Like don't second guess it. I loved this post that Jessica Heffley made about prayers to pray over your business. She has some other really good ones, so go check it out. But this one especially stood out to me. Pray for eyes open to opportunity. And then take the action. Like we can't control the outcome, but we can control the action. And I just think of like, how often have we self-sabotaged ourselves just because we simply didn't take the action? And a real-time example of this is last month, I'm in a local moms group on Facebook, and someone had posted about wanting to earn money from home. And I have like scrolled past those posts so many times because I have messaged people or commented on their post before with like no results. And so I'm like, well, whatever, like I'm just going to keep going. But then I had saw the thing Jessica Heffley posted, and that was something that I had been praying that month, specifically for my eyes to be open to the opportunities. And like I love what she says on there, like, are you praying for new opportunities while walking past the ones God has already placed in your path? And so it was like I was about to walk past that person he had placed in my path. And regardless of whether she responds or not, is not up to me. It's up to me to take the action. And so I commented saying how much I loved working from home. I didn't say what I did or anything like that, but then I messaged her and invited her to learn a little bit more about it. And she actually responded. We weren't even friends on Facebook. I didn't even know her. She doesn't know me, but we have since connected. We've met up for a play date with our kids. She's so interested. She is really excited to earn money with this. And I'm like, what if I hadn't said anything? And so just take the action, put in the work, you do your part, and then leave the rest to God is what I would encourage you with. And you can see here, just like how many times have you seen a post that someone talked about their health issues or wanting to earn money, or maybe you just gave up on following up with someone because they weren't responding. And so it's like, what's the point? Like, it's not really gonna matter. They're never gonna sign up. We've all done that. And individually, all of these little things feel insignificant. Like, is it gonna matter? Is that really a big deal? But when you start stacking them over weeks, days, weeks, months, you all, that is where the exciting things start to happen. And that is where you can just make such a big difference and impact. And it literally can start with like that message, that follow-up. Just those little things, they're easier to do or not to do. Like, they're not hard, they're simple, but a lot of times we just talk ourselves out of it, or we're like, oh, will that really make a difference? And so as we dive into this series, and as we walk through the skill set of recruiting, of duplication. Like, this is what I really want to impart to you all, is taking action. Just go do the action. And you're going to be so excited about the results over time. Okay. I love this quote. We don't build this business in big moments. We build it in small, brave ones, which that me going and commenting on her post, like, that was scary. For me, it was. And then reaching out to someone I didn't even know from, Adam. But it is it's like I'm already seeing the fruit from that. And another way to reframe this, instead of asking, like, will this matter? This little action I'm going to take, will this even matter? You can start asking yourself in your brain, like in like your mindset, like, what if this is the one that does? Like, how many diamonds have we missed out on that we could have had on our teams, or jewels, or people that we could have helped just because we didn't take the action? We didn't send the message. We didn't follow up. We didn't get outside our comfort zone. We weren't bold. So just start asking, what if this is the one, this action, what if this is the one that does? What if it does change things? Okay, so social media. You can do this in 30 minutes a day. This is kind of my flow of how I like to work on social media. I have built 99.9% of my business on social media. I didn't actually even have social media when I started. I had to just build from scratch and figure things out. So many mistakes along the way. But something that I have been so solid in is showing up and consistency. Like, once I started posting, I have not stopped, you all. Like, 5-6 days a week, I'm posting about my pink shrink or this opportunity or something, somehow, some way, sharing why I love this, sharing the opportunity, sharing a testimonial. Like, I'm showing up. And so you can do this in 30 minutes a day. It's like, we got to get rid of the all or nothing mindset of like, oh, I can't do like my 3 hours today, so forget it. Like, you're still going to move the needle forward, getting in action. And so engagement, that's an important piece, because that is the relationship building piece. Like I said, I've built most of my business through social media. So many people who have joined me have been people I only know through social media. They weren't people that I went to camp with or worked at a job with or went to college with. So I didn't have like prior relationships with people. Most people who have joined my team, I haven't. And so how I've done that has been building relationships on social media. And it's really, really simple. And I think we can just really overcomplicate it a lot of the times. And if you're introverted like me, it can just sound like really hard and exhausting trying to build relationships with all these people. But it's not. It's really simple. You just have to show up and be social for a chunk of time in your day. And Facebook, well, I work on Facebook. So if you're on Instagram, I know it's a little bit different, but either way, I know the algorithms reward you for being social, and how that looks is commenting on people's posts. You can do birthdays if you like, you don't have to, but I like to send people a happy birthday message on their birthdays. But my top favorite is replying to people's stories, whatever their story is about, because then it's going into their messenger. And it's like, it's sending them a message, but it's just like so organic and simple, and this is the one that is the most true for me. Like, I have not found a way to send people relationship building messages in a way that doesn't feel like, in a way that feels genuine to me, because ultimately I do want them to join my team. Like, I want to help them start the products and or do the business, because I know that it is a gift and it can help make their lives better. So I have not found a way to just like start talking to someone, just like a connection message or whatever. Like, I haven't. So if you have, that's amazing. If it's working for you, awesome. But how I do that is I reply to stories, and that is like my connection story or my connection message. But it's literally, if they're talking about something that they made, like a recipe, I'm like, oh my goodness, I need that recipe. Would you share it? Or they're taking their kids on a trip. I'm like, oh, that's so fun. Like, I love these, like whatever it is, like just, it takes like hardly any time. It's like 10 minutes and I can talk to about 15 to 20 people through stories like that, 10 minutes. Another thing you can do too is, if someone, you see someone made a post, instead of just commenting on it, you could also go message them like, oh my goodness, I saw your post about that cake you made. Like, what in the world? That was beautiful. Or I don't know, like random, but you can also, I have messaged people from their post about whatever their post is about. That's another way to get in there. So engagement, set your timer, do 15 minutes, 10 minutes really is all it takes to do some good engagement. And then make a post, like show up 2 to 3 times a day is what I recommend for posting. And then get in your stories, show your face, like be you, be personable. And then adding new friends, like that is growing your network. And so, or follow if you're on Instagram. But my favorite way to do this is through Facebook groups. But also Facebook gives you those recommendations, like who you may know. So I like to add 3 new people daily. And if you want to know more about like how to grow your network through Facebook groups, I have a YouTube video of exactly how I do that and have done that because I did get to a point at Gold where I was like, I had no one else to talk to and I've got to meet new people, but I'm also home and I don't go out a lot. And I want to use social media as the outlet for that. And so I have a video that tells you all the ways on how to do that. Super simple. Okay. A little bit more on sharing your journey because we like, if you're going to post, like, what do you post? You want to, like, I love sharing in the beginning, like I would just share my journey as I went before I even had results. Like I felt more energy. Okay, I'm posting about it because that was one of the main reasons why I got started. Like I was so exhausted all the time. So sharing your journey as you go, if you don't have a story yet. And like, oh my gosh, I didn't have to like parent from the couch today. And you don't even have to say pink drink or anything. Like you can just have a picture of you. I did not have a before and after until like more recently. Like I went to Diamond without a before and after. And I like to mention that because I don't want that to hold you back if you're someone who doesn't have a before and after. You don't have to have one. You use what you have. Your network needs your story. That is the most important piece of this. Is just being you and sharing how it's helping you. There's like I don't know, billions of however many people in the world. There are people out there that will relate and connect to your story that won't to mine. And then I also will share my friend's stories as well. Because again, like maybe someone's not going to connect to my story, but they're going to connect to my friend who got off thyroid meds or whatever it was. And so that's another piece of it is like sharing other people's stories as well. But I think the most important thing is like showing your face and sharing your journey as you go. And I have, so the before and after that I do, if you do have a before and after, like I like to share, like, it's like you're sharing the same story in little different ways. And so I'll share the same before because I don't have a lot of before pics because my phone deleted like all my pictures a couple months ago. It was very devastating. And so I don't have a ton of before pics. And so I will use a lot of the ones will be the same before pic, but then I will switch up the after. And I'll just keep resharing my before and after in different ways and saying something else, saying something different about my journey, about postpartum, about my hormones, about whatever. You can't like with how the algorithm is, with how the visibility and people seeing your post, you're not like it's like 10% or less of your people on your network that are seeing your things. And so you aren't posting too much, like 2 to 3 times a day is so important. And I like for one of those to be some kind of Plexus post. Like when I'm doing random things, like right here in this picture, like I was nursing and he fell asleep and then I was just like holding my sleeping baby and I took a picture and I had gotten a email about getting paid. And so I made a post about it. And so just like sharing, I don't like take a picture and then also make a post. Like I will take pictures throughout my day. And then whenever I go to sit down to make my post, I'll decide maybe I'll use a picture I took that day, maybe I won't. Maybe I'll use a picture I took like yesterday or the day before, depending on what I'm going to post about. But just keep sharing your story over and over. Like you can't share your story too much. And then here's a little example of how to share in your stories in a personable way. This is one of my absolute favorite ways to share is using my own picture and then stacking things onto it. And you can see here how I did that. But then like there are endless ways that you can do this. You can use a different picture each time of your own, or you can use the same exact picture and stack onto it as you go, progressional. You can add like pictures of the products. You can add like what about gut health. You can add, it's like the picture of me is what brings in like the personable piece rather than just throwing up a graphic. And sometimes you can just throw up a graphic. It doesn't always have to be this, but more often than not, I feel like this is what connects the most with your audience. And I don't know, it doesn't take a long time to do this. Yeah. And you can like save these in an album on your phone too. And you can either, you can reuse them or just keep the idea in the album. So then, next time you can post the exact same thing next month or next week, but use a different picture. And so, you don't overcomplicate it. Okay. Consistency. I really wanted to give a little shout out. Oops. Right. Okay. To consistency, because that's where you're going to see the little actions you do are going to start to add up into big wins, but you got to stay consistent. You have to trust the process, especially on those days that you are not getting results. You're not getting messages sent back. Like people are not ignoring you, but like maybe didn't message you back. I don't like to say ignore because people are so busy, and like most of the time they thought about responding and they thought they did, but they didn't, or they just get busy, or their kid, was using their phone to watch their YouTube video and open your message, and then they didn't even see they had any message from you. And so I promise you, it's like 99.9% of the time, it's because of that. And that's where we get to come in and be a professional and follow up and help people. But consistency is your best friend, I promise you. Because so I love this. It says when you consistently show up, sharing, connecting, reaching out, you increase the number of doors that can open. I love that. So good. Of course, people you didn't expect start coming in. Of course they do, because you created more entry points. So good. Action builds visibility, but it also builds trust. People are watching longer than we think. They may not like, comment, or respond right away, but they're noticing. They're noticing you showing up. They're noticing those posts you're doing. And when they're ready, who are they going to think of? Like that person who is acting like a professional, who's taking this seriously. And I love this so much too. It says, if you weren't taking action, it would be easy to call the results God's timing while staying stuck. And I'm all for God's timing, but are we digging? Like he gave us a shovel. Are we actually working? Are we digging with that shovel? Like, are we putting in the work? But pairing faith with disciplined action, that's where things actually move. So just stay the course, stay consistent, keep showing up, tweak things as you need to go. Just take the action, figure it out as you go. You fail forward. You got this. So social media, but then you got to send the messages. Posting is what gives you trust and credibility when you go to send messages to people, because you're not just coming out of the blue and like, what is she even talking about? Even if they haven't seen your things, like if you message them, chances are they're going to go and check out your feed, and you want some good content in there for them to be able to see, because it's just so important. It goes hand in hand. It also brings more visibility to your content, which is another reason why I love the replying to stories for engagement, because that's such a great way to bring more visibility to your page. But both the social media and the messaging is where the magic happens. And you're just like, some ideas of who do I message? Like, I message people who have liked my post. I message people who maybe I see them, they're always watching my stories. I don't like the whole like, oh, I saw you watch my stories. I don't like those messages. They might work great for some, and if they do, go with it. Again, like the whole like tweaking things, figuring out like what works for you. They don't work for me. So I don't do that. But if you're noticing someone watching your stories a lot, then invite them to something. Inviting people to something is one of my absolute favorite ways to send a new message. Inviting them or following up, either one. But you're just inviting them to learn more about it. You're not asking for a sale or anything like that. You're literally just seeing if they have a need, and then can I help meet that need? Like, sales is service. You aren't just you're just inviting them to learn more. And I love the whole, like, you can't send the wrong message to the right person, because I do truly believe that. Yes, we can grow in our skill set, which is important, and get better and better at messaging as we do it. But if think about like when I was brand new, I sent some of the worst messages and people still joined me. So you know what? Can't send the wrong message to the right person. But then also people on your Facebook that you've never talked to so far, that maybe like you've been friends for a while. If you are growing your network, I like to make sure that we've been friends for like 3 to 6 months, and we've somehow talked either because I replied to their stories, or something that has like built that relationship, or they've been commenting on my post, or so I'm not just like a random person out of the blue. And then I like to just reach out and invite them to learn more. Or maybe they posted about a problem that you can help solve. And so, like I mentioned about the girl from the group, or someone posted about a health struggle. And here's some examples for you that you can screenshot. Like if someone likes your post, here's an idea of what you can say. Or if here's an idea of what you could say to just invite someone and invite if they want to learn more, because we have our stories event on Thursday. And so it's such a great time to be inviting people to that. And then we're going to put this into action. Here's some more examples for following up with people. They're just so simple. Like, hey, want to come listen into these health stories on Thursday? It's on Facebook and will only be 15 minutes. You may even win a giveaway. And these are messages I've actually sent to people and have gotten yeses from in the past. And so these are tried and true messages. But we are going to now just take or a few minutes, and we're going to make a post or stories, and we're going to send 3 invites to Thursday Stories event. Use these examples if you want, or just whatever works for you. I like to keep mine short and sweet and ask a question. And so I'm asking and this one in the middle, that's not inviting them to the event. That's just a good follow-up about someone who is interested, but they haven't gone for it yet. And it just says, hi, I was curious if you still wanted to give Plexus a try to see all the ways it helps you feel fab. Anything in particular holding you back? I know for me, cost was an issue in getting started. And so that just kind of helps start up the conversation again. And then you could lead that into inviting them to the event if they get back and be like, yes, or whatever they say. But then also back on this side, this one at the bottom is another great invite that says, hey, I'm doing a virtual 15-minute stories night tomorrow on Facebook all about gut health hormones, plus some fun giveaways. I don't know if you're looking for any support in your health this year, but just in case, I wanted to invite you. It's a fun way to learn more. Can I add you? I sent a version of that message to a friend as a new reach out. And she responded back saying, like, literally just something really short, like, I can't, I'm out of country. And so I said, hey, no worries, have fun. And then the next month I followed up because she didn't say no. She just said she couldn't because she was out of the country. So I was like, maybe she is interested. And so the next month I sent her an invite to something that was happening that month, and she responded with interest. And then she ended up joining a couple weeks later. And it kind of started with that message example of just reaching out to her. So, all right, you got this. Let's go. Hey, you all, welcome. We are so thrilled.
Okay, she did so great, did she not? That was awesome. I took a couple screenshots. I'll share them in our chat. I didn't get them all, so if I'm missing some and you got them, please fill them in. In this normal time of our call, we'll open it up to some Q&A, conversation, coaching. But because of our intro, we are not going to have that time. So feel free to put in the chat like a question that you might have or some clarification that you might need from the video that Joanna just did. But now we're going to enter into application. So if you remember at the very beginning, she talked about how important it is to take action. And it was in these, she had 3 little bullet points: show up on social, send messages, and repeat. And so tonight, we're going to wrap up this call for the next 22 minutes where you're doing just that. You're making your post if you've not done that yet, or you're showing up on social in some way. She had mentioned engagement, your posting or your stories, and adding new friends. So you're going to be focusing on social, making a post, and then you are going to be sending, ideally, try to send 3 messages to invite people to the Trust Your Gut event on Thursday. All they have to do is be in the page, and then you can send them a reminder a few minutes before it starts. Hey, be looking for these notifications. And then Joanna's team, I know she just changed y'all's testimonial page name. It had been like the Wellness Pod Collective or something, and I think she's changed that name. So whatever the testimonial page is for you guys, that's where you're going to make your people, or make sure your people are added. Okay. And then lastly, I really loved, I mean, there were so many nuggets that I loved, but I loved that door analogy that she gave of having those conversations and those connections increase the number of doors that open. And that is creating more and more entry points. And so our job, in the most simple terms, is talking to people. If we want to grow, we need to talk to more people. So let's go ahead and focus on that. Making a post if you've not done that yet, and then sending out 3 invitations to the event on Thursday night. And again, ask any questions that you have in the chat. We'll wrap this up and close out in 20 minutes. Okay, so we're at the 1 hour mark. If you're on my team, you know that we do this often is we'll stop the recording and then anybody can stay on and finish working what they're doing. So we're kind of just sitting around a table working together digitally, virtually. But this is what the flow is going to look like. So make sure that your people who are in Club 100 that weren't here tonight, encourage them to come. Next week, it's going to be again on recruiting because, again, we have to be having those conversations and recruiting customers to be able to retain customers and to be able to duplicate customers. So that's going to be another big focus next week is recruiting. So come back next Tuesday. Make sure that you're checking our chat daily and just dropping that one action, doing that one action, because I think one thing a day, if you're not in that consistent mode where you're working every day, just doing one thing a day, I think is going to make you feel so much more successful and so much better about that consistency and the action that you're doing. So I'll stop the recording now. Feel free to stay on. I've got to wrap up my post too, but thank you for being here and we'll see you next Tuesday.